Hello, you beautiful earth sign person. Welcome to your spring equinox energy update with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note about these readings. They are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign, Capricorn, Taurus or Virgo, this is for you. So what we're looking at here is the energy of the springtime. So the next 3 months ahead, it's kind of like a little extra tidbit of information. We're going to look at what you're welcoming in, what you should be working towards and on. Then we're going to be looking at what you should be phasing out or releasing or letting go of. Then we're going to look at your key to the next 3 months ahead. And then we're going to look at your human design oracle card. I'm loving using these at the moment, just using them intuitively to see what messages come up. So before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help us all on our paths to our highest vibrational good. Or should I say you, because I am not an earth sign, sun, moon or ascendant. I actually have very little earth in my chart, and the earth that I do have is debilitated. So I get it from elsewhere. All right, so you wonderful Capricorn people, as you are the cardinal sign, let's get into it. What is it that you are welcoming in over the springtime, and what is it that you need to be working towards? And you get the Page of Wands. This is the time to find your unique voice, my dear Capricorns. This is the time for you to express yourself. What is it that you truly want? What does the inspiration within you say that you have to share with the world? If you are a writer, if you are a blogger, if you are somebody that is connected to the literary world in any way, shape or form, you better pick up your damn pen and get going, right? This is the time, whether it's your pen, whether it's a paintbrush, whether it's your laptop, whether it's even a typewriter. I know there's a few of you out there, right? This is the time for you to start speaking your truth. This is the time for you to start sharing your story. Whatever it is that you have to share with the world, whatever that inspiration is that is burning inside you to get out, the springtime is requiring you to get started with it. The energy is out of your sign. All of the hard work, the issues, the challenges. All right, fair enough, Pluto's still there, but you know, it's generational, so we're all feeling it collectively. But you know, this is it. This is where now you have the release, and it's time for you to release something out into the world. Another thing about this as well, this is a time for you to start gathering the messages that you've sent out or the messages that you're receiving. In a lot of ways, I really feel like this is about you starting to build or call on your network. And for a lot of you, you've been building a network of people for the longest time. It's now time for you to start using those contacts. What is it that you're phasing out or releasing? You're releasing the Two of Wands, right? So this idea that you have to go it alone and do it all on your own, my dear Capricorns, maybe you will, maybe you won't be glad to hear, but that time is done. This is a time where bringing partnerships into things, right? And the reason I say this is because the Two of Wands, even though it's a two, you know, and twos represent partnerships and whatnot, the Two of Wands is actually a very forward-thinking and self-focused or self-directive card, actually. And because of what we talked about with your networking and opening that up to the world and to other people, this really does suggest to me that what you're phasing out over the springtime, over these next 3 months ahead, is this idea that you have to go it alone. Is this idea that, you know, in order to make yourself abundant, in order to have more money, in order to bring more finance in, it has to be hard work. It should be fun. It should be vibrant. It should be exciting, and it should make that inner child within you absolutely sing, right? So you are letting go of the hard, challenging ways of making money. This is about you coming into this idea that you can excuse me, that you can do the things that you love and still be very successful and even abundant. So this is you letting go of this idea that you have to do it on your own and that it has to be hard work. All right, really very nice. So for you wonderful Taurus people, what's going on for, ooh, if I don't throw them all over the place, that's too many cards. All right. What do you have? So what is it that you are welcoming in, moving towards or working on? You have the King of Cups, right? So the first thing that we want to say This is about you tapping into your own spark of creativity, but it's about what you feel, right? Not necessarily something that we talk about when it comes to Taurus, unless you're talking about the physical body, in which case, yes, absolutely. But the King of Cups is about what you feel on that emotional level that can become something tangible. This is asking you to think about what you're ready to create, but from a place of emotion. What is it that makes you feel good? What is it that really taps you into how you feel about something? And the reason we say that is because this is about you figuring out over the next 3 months how much emotional intelligence you truly have. And when you really are in command of that, this is where you can take that energetic, that emotional energy and the energetic signature of your emotions and start to shape it and give it form. And this card in this deck specifically, I mean, look at it, is literally about opulence, right? Things that we know you Taurian people absolutely love. So what you need to be working on, my dear Taurians, is tapping yourself into this idea that it's not only okay to feel, but that is the best way forward. What is it within you that is seeking expression through your emotions? What is it that you are ready to declare to the world? You know, this could be anything from, I don't know, gosh, you know what, I am in love and I feel great about it. I'm ready to, I'm ready to pick up my what's the word? I'm ready to pick up my life and start it all over again. I'm ready to go off in a completely new direction. And there's nothing haphazard about this, right? The King of Cups, believe it or not, everyone kind of sees him as a bit like wishy-washy because it's water. Trust me when I tell you the King of Cups is way more switched on than people give him credit for. And this tells me that there is a powerful torrent of emotion within you right now, Taurus, that is primed and ready for the shaping. What are you going to turn it into? What is it that you want to create? Opulence is what's on the other side of you releasing and unleashing your emotions, right? This is could be a really powerful time for you guys. What is it that you are releasing or letting go of? The Six of Wands. This is very interesting. So what we had for, I think it was the fire signs, was that they had a really challenging card as what they were welcoming in and a really good card as what they were releasing. And I know a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, like, but if you, I mean, even just as a fun exercise, go and check out that video to see how we put the spin on it. Right. The fact that you have the Six of Wands is what you're letting go of. The time of having to sell yourself, right? The time of having to, you know, look at me, and because Taurus isn't really about that. Taurus doesn't really like that kind of energy. Taurus is quite understated. Like, don't get me wrong, they like nice things. They like to, you know, to be received well, but they don't seek the limelight. And this can be quite an uncomfortable energy for Taurian people, or for somebody that has a strong Taurus element. There's kind of like a, you know what, just let me get on with it. I don't need too much praise or accolades. And the Six of Wands is about you having to really express yourself, and you're releasing that now. It's like whatever you've done, whatever you are creating, whatever you're putting your time and energy and efforts into, it's so good that it speaks for itself, that you don't have to be the salesperson, that you don't have to, I hate sales, I'll be completely honest with you. It's the worst thing in the world for me. You know, I just want to create and do what I want to do. You know, I'm not interested in sales calls and pitches and all of that. You know, if you do, more fire to you. I think it's wonderful, and it really is a gift. If you can do that, it's a gift that you have. But, you know, based on what I know about Taurus and the fact that you have the Six of Wands, this is you coming into that realization. I don't have to sell myself anymore. I don't have to, you know, be the bravado. I don't have to do sales pitches or anything like that. My work is going to speak for itself. Who I am, what I'm about is going to speak for itself, which is absolutely brilliant. Another thing that you want to think about releasing over this time as well is the responsibility that you put on yourself for other people's actions. Like, literally, this is you literally just saying, you know what, All I'm responsible for is what I put out and what I create. I can't be responsible for how somebody receives it, what they do with it, what results they do or don't get. That is not on you. And I think this is going to be the time that really highlights it for you. So for you wonderful Virgo people, let's see what you are welcoming in over the course of spring and what you are releasing. So what are you welcoming in and working towards? The Four of Swords. Well, in short, you know, to put it as bluntly as possible, a bloody break. You can take your foot off the pedal, right? This is where you can literally just slow it down. This is, you know, remember the Four of Swords? It's not just rest and recuperation, it's also vacation as well. Very often you see this card for that. It's mindfulness and meditation, and the fact that you have this is what you're welcoming in. This is you coming into the realization that, you know what, I have been working hard, I have been pushing myself something, you know, and you guys have been like that. We saw this as well in the yearly videos for Virgo. This is going to be an immense year for you, and you know there's been a lot of hard work up until this point, which is phenomenal, but this is coming into the realization that a part of the journey, a part of the massive success is also taking moments to rest. So this springtime you can come into a bit more of an easier, a bit more of a slower pace. This is going to see you really taking yourself into that space where you can relax with it and move towards what it is that you truly want, and more importantly where you can move towards things in a measured way rather than having to charge at them and, you know, meeting this deadline and doing this and like, and you're brilliant at it, right? Because you sequence everything's got its logical sequence, which is wonderful about Virgo. It doesn't mean that it's not tiring, and this card is basically saying this is where you get to rest. So these next 3 months, take it easier than you have been up until this point, and remember that the rest is a part of the victory. For what you're releasing and letting go of is the Ace of Wands. So this hard, fast, you know, about everything, you can let that go, right? The Ace of Wands. You will be glad to know, my dear Virgos, as well. When I know at least 2 people are going to be like, yes. And both of those are Virgo moons. For what you're releasing, the Ace of Wands suggests that what you're letting go of, there's no more nasty shocks, there's no more surprises, there's no more needs to pivot really quickly and, you know, like, oh, I was going this way and now I gotta swing it to the left. That time is coming to a close, certainly for the springtime. You know, as we get into summer, autumn and winter, things may be a little bit different, as you've seen the videos, you've seen the predictions, so just be aware of that. All right, it's definitely going to be a thing, but for now the universe is definitely giving you a pass of sorts. So let's have a look at your key to the spring season for all of you in some way, shape or form. And you have the Sun card, right? Could you literally can't ask for any more. The Sun card is like the best card in the deck. Done, right? But what does this say? This says that the springtime is going to be warm, it's going to be vibrant, and it's going to be easy. This is a time where, my dear earth sign people, and you guys aren't shy of hard work, you're not afraid to roll your sleeves up and get in the dirt and do what needs to be done. But as I was saying to Virgos, sometimes the easier way of it, letting things be good just because they are good, is okay. And the fact that you've got the Sun card means that the springtime, I think, is going to be relatively kind to you guys. I think it's going to be warm, fun, vibrant, joyous, and I actually feel like for a lot of you there are going to be more than a few blessings, which I'm really, really excited about, especially just to see how they shape up. I've got a lot of earth signs in my family and chosen family, so it will be really nice to see them get their bloody just desserts. All right, so let's have a look-see at your Human Design Oracle card. Absolutely love these. If you haven't checked out Denise on her website, please go ahead and do that. Her channel is called HD with Denise Matthew. and she sent me these as a birthday gift. I feel so lucky. They really are beautiful. And look at this, right? So your human design oracle card message is experience, the gate 35. And one of the things that I love about this card, it basically says that you have to be in it to win it, right? It literally is that. And it also suggests that this isn't about taking somebody's word for it. It's not about letting somebody else, it's not secondhand experience. This is direct experiential, experience, right? It's literally that. It's you being present, not only in the moment and, power of now and all of that stuff. It's about you being present for the experiences that you want and being conscious of creating the experiences that you truly desire at that deeper soul level. The fact that you have the Sun card here as well is basically saying to you, over the course of the next 3 months throughout spring, embody yourself, embody your own life, what you truly want, what it is that you really envision for the way that you want things to be going forward. Be present in the experience. It's one of those things I remember reading some years ago now, and I think the saying was, it's a rare person that it's a rare person that grows from the happy times. We can all remember the shit, we can all remember the right, we can all remember the bad times and the things that shaped us and honed us, right? We all remember those. But when it comes to the good times, they seem to just disappear. Well, don't let that happen over the course of spring. Be present. Allow yourself to really experience everything. When it's good, when it's great, when it's flowing, be present and remind yourself. Take a mental picture, take a soul picture, for crying out loud, to just really take a moment and say, you know what? Things are good, and it's okay for things to be good, and it's right for things to be great. So with that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic springtime. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up for you. Take care, and I'll see you soon.